Hey everyone, how you doing? So Eric and Paul again. What's happening at midnight tomorrow, Eric? No, not tomorrow, day after, midnight on the 28th.
Today's the 26th, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's
So we're
midnight.
going through we're going through we're going through Saturday night at midnight.
We said Friday originally, but I think that's because we thought that was the end of the month.
Yeah, I do think we thought Friday was. So, okay, interesting. So it'll be Saturday night at midnight. So guys, the those of you that have been following us, of course, one of our favorite parts of our hybrid affiliate system is our high ticket, which is through Exodus Elite, where we can generate up to $1,000, $2,000 instant commissions. And so Paul and I not only we'll be offering the co-branding opportunity. This is where we kind of work with you one-on-one for 30 days. We just not just work with you. We actually build out an entire co-branding campaign. We're building out marketing assets and we're basing it on you. We're helping you tell your stories. So we're helping you build your brand. We're helping you get content out there, leveraging our brand. Um, and on top of that, so that's huge. But on top of that, for anybody that gets plugged in and you join at those levels with us before Saturday at midnight, we are going to actually take our money, right? And we're going to drive traffic to your links. And the way we're going to do that is something called a trust campaign. So if imagine a cold prospect comes in, they see your offer, they decide not to join or buy. Most systems they go into just a standard follow-up email sequence, right? And what that means is the companies just continue to let them know we got this great opportunity, you should join. What a lot of people aren't doing is building trust with that cold prospect. They don't know who we are. They don't know who the program. They don't know any of that, right? So what we're doing over 14 days with this trust campaign is we're letting them know our story. We're giving them value. We're showing them how all this works and how they can participate in it. They don't need to be worried. Anybody can do it, but we're showing them that over that 14 days. So with a trust campaign, your opportunity to get them converted into a sell is much higher, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to run them through our trust campaign, but we're going to plug in your link for 14 days. That 14 days, we're going to plug in your link. So you're going to get the benefit of some traffic and some people who are interested. And we're hoping sales from that. But again, you're going to get traffic. You're going to get that all on us. You don't have to do that. We're going to take care of that for you just for going all in with us and saying, "Hey, I'm in, guys." Did I miss anything, Paul?
No, well, other than I think it's kind of a stumbling block. A lot of people knowing what to do, how to get leads. So we're going to take care of that, but also we'll give you a questionnaire. You fill the questionnaire in, that gives us information we can use. Like me and Eric, we know each other, we know what we're doing. We've worked together. It must be like 15 years now. So we can just go, oh, let's come up with an idea for a campaign. We mastermind a lot, and we have a few ideas. We knock it back and forth. Eric will tell me what terrible idea I've had, and then we'll come up with something better between us, and then we go right. But a lot of people don't have someone to bounce off and they don't have the ideas. So if you give us we know our information, but if you fill in this form, that gives us the information we need. We can build campaigns around you that's going to attract your ideal audience that will work with you to match. Because that's what a lot of this is, guys. Marketing actually isn't that hard, is it? If you actually think about it, somebody has a problem or a desire, right? They want a nice fancy sports car, or they need to make some extra money, or they need a new washing machine or something. So they go and they look, right? And I'll tell you what, I'm going to mention this very briefly because I had this idea last night. So I used to work at a big not department store, a big store called PC World in the UK years ago. And like sort of 90% of the store was all PC IBM compatible computers. And there was the Apple stand, right? And it was kind of a bit alien to us, Apple, at the time. It's much more common now. But at the time, it was still a bit kind of freaky. There wasn't a lot of software and stuff. So what the companies used to do, Packard Bell did it, Hewlett Packard printers did it, and Apple did it a lot. They would send out reps on our busy days at the weekends, right? So somebody would come in and say, "Oh, we're interested in Apple," and I always remember we have these little slips of paper, Eric, and it would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we have the Apple guy," right? It was a young guy, right? And so you would say, Frank, this is Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and you used to write your name on the sheet of paper, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and you give the sheet of paper, that little slip, you give it to the Apple guy. Then that's it, your job's done. And the Apple guy talked to Mr. and Mrs. Smith and explained why Apple was superior to IBM PC, what it was specifically good at, would it meet their needs. Next thing you know, oh, by the way, Paul, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yeah, they brought an apple and you just made your commission, right? That meant I didn't have to explain Apple. I wasn't technical about Apple at all. I had no clue how the operating system worked back then. It's different to what it is now. Okay. So that is what you are. You are Mr. and Mrs. Smith need a new PC. They raise their hand. They see the big advert, like the sign above the door and the computer's in the window. So they raise their hand, they come in, right? They need somebody to point them to the help they need, the explainer, which in our case was Frank, the Apple guy, right? Go, Frank, right? That name on the bit of paper, that's what we now call an affiliate link. So when Mr. and Mrs. Smith buy, right, that affiliate link, that slip of paper says, yeah, Paul Turner was responsible for that, and he gets a cut of the sale because it was him that introduced them, right? That's how it works. And that is an absolute word. That is exactly what used to happen. It was crazy. Except I used to get 1% of it. 1%.
Wow.
Well, I had a basic wage, and it wasn't that great, but you got 1%, right? So you need leads. Where do you find these people raising their hands? So I've still got the last little bit to watch, but for the Exodus, if you're interested in getting started and getting these bonuses till midnight on Saturday, I think we might do something extra if you get in on Friday, right? So I've got some time to kill tomorrow. I'm going to be sat around waiting for somebody in a hospital, so I'm going to be there. So if you do tomorrow, we might do something special. I don't know what yet. I'll come up with something. But you watch the webinar. Do you want to talk about the 5 leads a day? Or do you
Yeah,
want me to? I can play it. I've recorded it.
no, I mean what we do. So guys, we like to simplify things. So, we've been leveraging social media for a long time, right? We can teach you how to go out and we can teach you how to create content, to go out and promote and market. We can tell you where to go find people that are going to be most interested in this particular offer, what we're doing. Like we can show you exactly where to go find people that are going to be interested. We know what they're thinking. We know what they're interested in. We know what their problems are. We know what the solutions to their problems are, and we can teach you how to go out and market, right? Inside social media. Now, the biggest issue that a lot of people have is time, which we kind of, with AI and things that are out here now, there are ways to go do this much more simpler, quicker, easier. So if you are very busy, you have a job, you have a family, you have all these things going on, like it's a reality now where you could invest, 30 minutes to an hour a day into a business and actually be able to do enough to create a result, right? That wasn't so much the case way back when. Yeah, you could put an hour in, but I promise you, the person putting in 6 hours or 8 hours, they're probably getting better results. Now you can do the work of 6 to 8 hours in 30 minutes, if you know what you're doing with AI, and we teach you how to do that. But with all that said, what are all of us? I can tell you it's probably the same in the UK or anywhere in the world, but here in the US, everyone is impatient. Everyone wants it now. They want it now. Matter of fact, they don't even want to get in the car and drive a mile down the street to grab. They will get on their phone and they'll order it through DoorDash and say, "You bring it to me now. Not only do I want it as quick as possible, but I want you to bring it to me. I don't even want to go get it." So people are impatient. We get that. So we said, okay, fine. We have, we have something in place for leads. We have a way for you to generate 5 leads a day. You can generate a lot more than that, but at least 5 leads a day, at least people who are raising their hands saying, "Hey, I'm interested in information. I want to know how to make money. Please contact me and send me your information," right? 5 people a day, right? So while you're learning what Paul and I are teaching, while you're learning what we're showing you to go out and leverage social media for free, to go get leads and all that sort of thing, you have 5 leads a day that you can reach out to, contact about your business opportunity. And that's huge. That's huge because, that allows you to at least expose your business, to somebody every single day. Every single day, you have somebody to expose your business because we hear this all the time, Paul, don't you? I've been posting and I'm doing this, and it's been 30 days and nobody's reached out to me, nobody's asked me for information, and we get that because it does take time to build, you know, um, to build your social media presence. It takes time to get this content out there. So we're like, fine, let's take this excuse away, right? No excuse now. 5 leads a day, 5 people raising
Consistently
their
as
hand
well. consistently.
consistently, every single day, consistently. So I think that it's almost like a no miss, especially with our buy-in. We have a program that's $35 to get started with, right? It's $35 and the company pays 80% commission. 35 bucks, right? 80% commission. And they'll pay you that commission as long as that person stays a subscriber with the program and the tools. You're going to get paid every single month on that from the work you do one time. Okay. So, and you've got a 10-year-old company. It's not a fly by night. You've got two guys that are seven-figure earners behind it. We've known them for years. They're solid. They're not going anywhere. They don't change comp plans. They're not trying to
It's
change
one of
their
the core
program.
commitments, by the way. Whenever you hear this a lot, oh, the owners are great and they're never going to do this. This is the core commitment. The whole business is built around this. This is like their core offering that the comp plan will never change because they're so fed up. If you knew, right? I'm going to tell you the scary stuff now. If you've been around a while, you know it's true, right? How many businesses have come and gone over the last 15 years since we've been working, Eric? It's like unbelievable, right?
Constant.
And what they do is they change the comp plan on you. So you're making good money, and all of a sudden, who is it? Tanya Lisa, who's a big name in network marketing. She lost, I think it was $100,000 a month business because they decided to change the compensation plan. Can you imagine that? How hard she must have worked to build that up. And then they say, do you know what? We don't want distributors anymore. Thanks for bringing us all these customers that are paying us monthly. We're just not going to pay the reps anymore. Or they change the comp plan so you go from making like, $2,000 a month down to $200 a month. I've seen that as well. And that happened to these guys, and that's why they're never going to change the comp plan. It's the core offering, right? So it's good. So can you imagine getting
Yeah,
five
and
leads a day and you've got a $35 side hustle front end? And also, let me just say this before I forget, I'll hand it back to you. But a lot of people are kind of don't want to be seen as like a salesperson, right? They're scared of that. So could you imagine if Mr. and Mrs. Smith walked into PC World? They're looking to buy an Apple computer, right? And they say that at the front. We used to have a greeter on the front door. That's all the greeter that I used to have to do that, right? You used to have to go and stand on the front door. When people come in, you went, "Hi, welcome to PC World. What is it you're looking for?" Can I point you out to anything in particular, right? Sir or madam, which I always thought was a bit of a slur. Sir or madam. But anyway, so people would come in and you just point them to where they need it. Now, could you imagine then if Mr. and Mrs. Smith walk in and say they raise their hand, they responded to an ad, they walked into the shop and they're like, "I'm looking for an Apple computer," and we all just ignored them. It's rude, shocking, terrible, right? So some of you don't want to be seen as salespeople and you're scared to do it. In actual fact, if you don't reach out, you're being rude, and that's the bad thing. All you're doing is saying, "Hey, yeah, what you interested in? Let me send you to our, in this case, like Home Biz Guy, which is a pre-recorded video me and Eric have done. We're going to do another one though. I've got some ideas, but we're going to make it better and better. That's what we always do. But that's what this is. That's what you've got to do. People raise their hand. You point to them. It's 5 leads a day. So, I mean, somebody's been with me 6 weeks, made his first video short, I think yesterday. That's how long it's taken. In that time, in 6 weeks, he could have had 150, 225 leads. That's the difference.
and I want people to get kind of understand that people are scared of sales, right? They're terrified of sales, right? And that's okay, but you have to also understand this because people want to make extra money. They want to make money from home. They want to make extra money. They want to leave maybe someone will leave their job and make full-time income online and all that. Well, guess what? Everything in life is wrapped around sales. I'm looking at Paul right now, the house he's in. Somebody sold him that house, right? The chair he's sitting in right now. Somebody sold him that chair. The glasses on his face, somebody sold him those glasses. The shirt on his body, someone sold him. So we sell. The world is all about sales, okay? What we do though as marketers is we find deals and position deals where our only role is a promoter. We are a bridge. So we have people who want to make money from home and also leverage these tools with this system, right? So we go out as a bridge and we say, "Hey, this is what we have. This is the opportunity that we have," right? Everything, that's it. We're just the voice. We're just out there promoting and sharing. And and we're going to where these people are that are most interested, and we're letting them know this opportunity and these tools are available. Now, once they say, okay, I want to learn more, we're not teaching them or telling them or calling them on the phone and saying, well, this is how this works, that how this is how. Da, da, da. We're directing them to a turnkey system, right? We're directing them to the owners of the company, right, who built it. We're directing it to their system. We're leveraging AI because we have an AI system on our website that will answer all the questions that they have. So they're on their website, will answer all the questions. They have videos, they have all the information they need to make a decision, right? Once that decision is made, okay, and they come into the community and we'll train them, we'll teach them, we'll help them. So if they want to use the tools, they'll teach them how to use the tools. If they want to promote it as an affiliate to make money, they'll teach them how to do all that, everything. So what we teach people to do is to become a bridge, a promoter, right? And to leverage AI and and everything else. So if you can understand, like, yes, I want to sell, Paul and I want to sell thousands of subscriptions. We don't want to say we don't want to sell. That's what we want to do. We want to sell because we're making commissions on every subscription bought, right? But we're not saying we're salespeople because we're not. We're just a bridge. We're just marketers. We get to do the fun stuff. We get to create marketing. We get to put stuff out there. We get to do these things that draw people in to take a look at what's going on. And the system itself and all that does its job to create the sale. And then we get, what's our reward? Ding, ding, ding. Good job, guys. Here's an email you just made. You just got a new subscriber. So you just added $28 a month to your monthly residual income. You just added $128 a month to your monthly residual income. Good job. Thanks. Keep promoting, keep having fun out there, and we'll take care of the rest. Did I say that right, Paul?
You did, and I've been getting my calculator out, right? So, like you said there, you get those subscriptions, right? I want to put this in context with people now. Do you know what the average wage is in the States at the minute? I know it used to be 4,000. So, for an average household income was about 48,000. So, we could say it was
I think
about
it's less. I think it's less here. I
well,
think you're in the
from
like the
what
up.
I see, I would say it's less, but I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with 4,000 because I've worked the numbers out on it. And I would normally look, but we're live on YouTube. Oh, I'm not live on YouTube. What's this saying? Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. This behaviour is not
Uh-oh.
in line with our policies.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I can't do lives anymore, right?
We'll figure it out.
Um, okay, so right, so what was I saying? The lead source give you 5 leads a day. You refer 3, and the cost is covered. You can refer more, but with 3 referrals, the cost is covered. The page that we made, I'll show you the page actually in a second. Why not? Right. So 3 referrals, your leads are free. 5 leads a day coming in. No reels, no blogs, no YouTube videos. We suggest you do all that, right? Because that's free leads, right? But 5 leads a day coming in for free. Imagine that, or 10 or 15, right? The front end system is the $35 thing. 2 sales, not only are you covered, you're actually in profit, right? Now, if you add together 70% of people take the premium, so that means that each customer on one side is worth potentially up to $128 a month, right? You add in the commission for the lead source, right? It's $154 a month potential, right? From one happy customer, because the tools are useful. And by the way, some people are like, oh, what are the tools? What's the products? I used to sell blinds for a living, right? Made to measure blinds. How excited do you think I was about made to measure blinds? But it paid the bills, right? That's why I did it. But anyway, you can earn up to $154 per one happy customer that's getting leads coming in that can use the products and services even if they don't want to refer them. But because it's 80% commissions, most do, right? So $4,000, let's say we're working on that as the average, divided by 154. So Eric, how many happy customers do you think you need to make $4,000 a month? With that money coming in whether you work or not? Because it's
At 128?
no, at 154, assuming they buy the
I
leads as
mean,
well.
yeah. So we're gonna
I
say
won't be
20.
able
I'm
to do it.
guessing
I'm not going to expect you to. 20,
28. I don't
25.9.
know.
25.9.
That's close.
What did you say?
28.
28. Well, 26 plus 2 to cover your initial cost, let's say then. You're right. So we'll go with Eric's 28. So you get 5 leads a day, 150 a month, and you just keep going, right, until you get 28 happy customers. It's $4,000 a month. Plus, you can do your
And how
social
do
media
these
stuff.
leads come in? How do these leads come in, Paul? These leads are
You get
emailed
their
to
name,
them daily, right?
you get their name, you get their email, you get their phone number. Now, you can call them. If I see an unknown number, I don't answer it. What the company suggests you do, they give you a book full of scripts, things you can say to be the door greeter at PC World, to direct them to, like we used to direct to the Apple guy or the HP printer guy or whatever, right? So you can call personally, and what the company say to do is text. Why? You can email, but the email open rates again from strangers are low. Phone call might come across as threatening. I would always text first. It's non-threatening, but as opposed to email, everybody sees a text message. Well, 99.9% of people see a text message. If you want to call, call. They've responded to an ad. They're looking for an Apple computer. If they walk into the store, online biz comparison, but if they walk in and everybody ignores them, that's terrible. You can't ignore them. You just be the door greeter. Hi, how you doing? Right? You're still looking to make money online. Well, you get the leads, I think, in about 5 minutes after they filled the form in. Are you still looking to make money online? Yeah, depends what it is. Let me just show you what we do. It's a website. Can I send you the website? Does all the explaining so we don't have to. Yeah. The video's done for you. The lead source is done for you. It's all explained for you in about 34 minutes at the minute. We might do another version, right? I've been like obsessing about trying to make it shorter, but hang on a minute. This is like potentially you can make $4,000 a month with 28 happy customers. If it takes 34 minutes to explain it in a succinct, proper way, and you're not willing to give it 34 minutes, you don't want to make $4,000 a month. Sorry, you just don't. If you're not willing to give someone to be frank, I think me and Eric are both a bit more sort of blunt at the minute. If you're not willing to give something 34 minutes, you ain't ever going to do it anyway.
No.
I want to make $4,000 a month. Okay, well, there's a video to watch. How long is it? 34 minutes. Oh, I ain't got time for that. Well, you ain't got time to make $4,000 a month then, have you? There was a job area at a local hotel. Came up in my feed. They're hiring, right? 30 hours a week. 30 hours a week. £11.79 an hour. 11.79 times 30 times 4. That's £1,414. I worked it out. It's about $1,918 at the minute. $1,918 working 30 hours a week for 4 weeks. One sale in Exeter at $2,000 level is more than that. Would you work an hour a day? Would you? Would you work an hour a day to potentially make what somebody else is working 120 hours a month for, 30 hours a week for? Would you give it an hour a day? Would you purchase the leads, right? And just keep going and do social media and stuff as well? Me and Eric love it. That's what we do. Would you keep going until you could make, well, what's $2,000 divided by 154? 13 happy customers. 13. Recurring. Never have to work again. Call it 15. Put an extra couple on to make sure your costs are covered. Would you be willing to work an hour a day so you didn't have to work 30 hours a week to make that same money?
For a lot of people, no, Paul. I mean,
No,
I'm being
they don't.
honest
They don't.
because most people are employee mindset conditioned, and so when you're there, you just believe that you're trading your time for money. That's all you know. So if I do something, I want to be compensated for that, and that's fine. That's a job, and so just focus on your job. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because that, but when I hear people complain about their job that they, but I'm like, but this isn't a job. This is something completely different. If you look at any business owner, entrepreneur, like it's different. You're paying 35, let's say $35 to get in to start a business. Um, but the idea of going like, well, I'm putting in all this effort, guys. I'm building this content. I'm putting it out on social media. I'm doing this, but I'm 3 weeks in and I haven't seen a result yet. Right? It's your mind telling you as an employee, well, wait a minute, I'm taking action. Why am I not being compensated? And you've got to be able to switch that because I can promise you, anybody that start any kind of substantial business or built something, This is $35. Do you realize there are people who, entrepreneurs out there, who have either used their own money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or borrowed, even worse, convince people to give them money to do this thing. And now, not only do they have to make it work, but they have to now pay all these people back that put into that. So they have all this enormous pressure, right? And they haven't made one dime. They haven't made one dime yet. They're operating on the fact that this is where this is going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's a completely different mindset. So this is where, Paul, the shift has to happen, because, and the only way the shift's going to happen is if you can come in and you can put your head down and you can be consistent. This is why people jump to different things, because they think, I've put in some effort into this. It hasn't paid me back, because I'm still conditioned to think if I put effort, I should get compensated for that, because that's an employee mindset. So they go, well, this thing must not work. So I found another thing that my buddy's doing, and maybe that'll work. Well, I did that, and I did some work in that, and it didn't pay off. So that must not work, because your mind keeps telling you you're not getting compensated for you're putting work in. And so once you can break that and realize, okay, let me just be consistent, right? And then, oh, boom, you get your first sale. Boom, you get your second sale. Then you're like, wait a minute, hold up. Okay. And this is residual based, right? Now think about this, guys. So let's say you went out and you got that 4,000 a month and your bills were 3,000 a month. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, okay, I'm not working. I did this part time. I didn't even do it. Like, I'm working my full time job, and I was able to leave. I'm able to make more money, as much money now as my full time job that I'm going to 40 hours a week. And I'm really only investing an hour or two a week, an hour, maybe an hour and a half a day into this. So wait a minute, Paul. So I can leave this 40 hour now, and I can just spend a couple of hours a day if I want to, because I have a residual income that's coming in. So if I need to take 2 days off, or it's my kid has something going on in the middle of the day and I want to go check out his basketball game, and that's not a reality if I got to be stuck at work. Now all of a sudden, right? You got to understand the payoff. Is that payoff worth it? Now maybe you're perfectly comfortable with your job and you want a secondary income. Well, you have two choices. Like Paul said, if you're with our high ticket, mid ticket program where you can earn $1,000 or $2,000 commission, even earning one a month, right? Even $1,000 a month, right? $1,000 a month. So let's say you have a full time job, 40 hours, and you're like, I need to make an extra thousand a month. I want to start saving up for trips, do this stuff for my family. So you got two options. You can go this route, or what else you got to do? You got to go get a second job. So now to get that extra thousand. So now you're working your 40 hours, you're coming home, yada, 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 trying to spend time with the family. And then it's like, sorry, honey, are the kids, I'm working this weekend. I've got my second, dad has a second job, trying to make that extra 500 to $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? Where you could literally just be going, sitting at home around everybody or on your phone, and you could be marketing, promoting, and doing what we teach you, and put yourself in a position to get $1,000, $2,000 commissions. So I don't know, Paul. For me, I like my time. I like to wake up. I like to, I like to be responsible for my own time, and I like to do what I want when I want to do it. That was not always the case, but that's what I wanted, and I was willing to sacrifice to get it.
And
So,
I'll just say as well, sometimes me and Eric, we work really hard, Sometimes we do work really hard, and other times we don't. So sometimes you might have a bit of a boost, a splurge, a blitz, we call it. Sometimes we have like a blitz and we'll just go. When we did 124 grand with Exodus in 4 months, that was a 30-day blitz. It was like, to the exception of everything else, we are doing this, because you get momentum and stuff, right? So we're not saying, it's all sweetness and light. And that, the flying the ointment with what Eric was talking about there, with the money's coming in monthly and everything. There's the flying the ointment on that side is, it's going to take time to build. Not all of those 5 leads a day, or if you're doing social media marketing and instead of, or as well as, not everybody comes in straight away. But it's certainly doable, because me and Eric have done it. We've done it a couple of times, right? But the company's let us down, which is why we're focusing on the one that's been now 10 years. The other one, right? The flying the ointment with those high ticket commissions is, what happens if you don't get a high ticket commission, right? And that's why I love the recurring and Eric loves the high ticket. There's flies in the ointment on both sides. So where these guys that you're looking at now, me and Eric, where we've been genius on one of our masterminds, we were just like, hang on a minute, right? We've got that there that's great for that, and we've got that there that's great for that. So we call it hybrid affiliate system. You will find not everyone, if they need to make money, can afford 1,000 or 2,000, right? For Exodus. There are lower levels. Sorry, the owner, but they don't make sense to us. You'd be better off doing the other one, right? But you can't get those $1,000, $2,000 commissions on the other one. So sorry to the owners of that one, right? If you're looking for the big ticket, go that side. If you're looking for the sort of, Paul, I'm going to just go all out. I want to get my 26 customers, was it, and make my 2 grand. No, 15, wasn't it? 15 customers. I want to do 15 customers, get my 2 grand. That take the pressure off. I can go on vacate. That's fine. But the magic is in the hybrid, because if you need money, it takes time to build up the recurring, but that's maybe what you can afford, and you can scale up as you go. If you have some money and you're going to put a bit of time into it, you do both, right? Very few people at the minute are just doing Exodus with us because they see that front end opportunity for cold traffic, 5 leads a day. And by the clip I was going to play, I can send you it. It's on YouTube. I can send you it. I recorded it where the owner's saying he's had people that have made sales of Exodus, right, from these 5 leads a day, right? So that's why he knows they work. That's why he's keen on promoting it and pushing it out to everybody. It's tested, it's proven, right? But we know, right? He's talking about his business. He's talking about Exodus, right? We are the greeter at the door to help Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you, the customer, what's best for them, right? Now, obviously, what's best is to have both, but it might not be the best now. We'll help you. Talk to us. We're consultants. We're not pushy salespeople. So the hybrid is where it's at. And if you can't go for Exodus right now, even with the special offers we're doing, messages, by the way, we'll talk. But you can come in for $35 to start a business, which is ridiculous. Back to you, sir.
Well, yeah, not only that,
Let me show the page.
and we've done it. I've done it. Trust me, I've been on the probably the you know how you have the employee of the month, Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
My picture was up there for the flavor of the month. Okay, because I know what it's like to see something, get excited, and then boom, get in, and then oh no, it's a fear of missing out, right? So, oh god, this other thing launched, and if I don't get in that, da, da, da. And you spin your wheels for a long, long time. And a lot of people if you're still watching this, you might be doing that. At some point, you have to dial in. You have to dial into something if you're going to build, an income. You do. If you want to build a passive residual income, if you want to build subscribers, you're getting paid month in and month out. Now, I will say with high ticket, if you can get marketing out there, if you've got a lead source, you can do high ticket. That's a one-off deal, right? That's a one-off deal. And so can you do other things with a high ticket? I believe that you can, right? If you've got the right marketing in place. But if you're really looking to build that recurring, right, you have to kind of say, okay, I want to get to $3,000 a month in recurring income. That's going to take X amount of customers. So instead of putting my focus on this new thing, that new thing, or whatever, I'm just going to get focused with this until I can get to that goal of $3,000 a month in residual income, and that's going to be X amount of customers. Okay, you just have to do that. That's what's going to build. But the problem with that is you got to have in your mind like, okay, is this company going to be around? If it takes me 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months to do this, is this company going to be around? Now, we can't guarantee any company is going to be around, but do I have a better shot here with a 10-year-old company that is paid out over $7 million in commissions? They've got everything set up. Do I have a better opportunity growing something with that over the next 12, 24, 36 months? Or this new thing that looks hot, a bunch of cool marketers that I know are in it. It seems like it's really good. It seems great, right? Because it's new, but is it going to be here in 6 months?
Can I
Is it
just
going
say
to
on
go
that,
from
Eric?
this to? Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut your flow, but I just will say on that, if you ever see anybody say, I've personally flown out and met the owners and they're men of integrity or people of integrity, just run a freaking mile now. Don't walk out the door, jump out the window, run away, turn that, discontinue the website, close down the tab, close down your browser, turn off the computer, put it in a bin, burn it, run away, because as soon as you see that, I'm sorry, but I've seen so many of those. Anyway.
Yeah, it's so you just have listen, you just have to sit down and evaluate your situation. What we've tried to do is put together the most stable, cost effective way to start a home business. We tried to eliminate all the obstacles that we know people have, which is, okay, what do I do? We'll show you what to do, right? You'll be trained, and we'll show you so you can participate in those things. Like we'll show you how to go use AI, how to put content out in social media that can help you sell these, or at least not sell, but promote, right? Promote this program. But we also are going to give you access to a minimum of 5 leads a day, guys. So we're giving you that. We've got a 10-year-old system. We've got something that converts. It's completely turnkey. You don't have to know what an autoresponder is. You don't have to know, you know, how to write sales copy. You don't have to, answer questions for people. The system, the AI, and everything is done for you in that respect. Okay, so everything, we've got all that in place. So we feel like we've got the most stable, and we're paying 80% commissions. So on top of all that, we're paying you almost all the commissions back to you from the subscription. So I mean, I don't that's what we're trying to do. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
if go ahead, Paul.
well, just let's close this out because we're doing our usual rabbiting on. So let's show you when you say what we're trying to do. Let me show you what we're trying to do. So here's the funnel builder in the Home Business Academy. When you go to add a new page, there's a bit here, Paul Turner, from my account. This is linked to my account, but you can use these pages. So this is our hybrid affiliate one. Oh, give me to do that. I meant to click preview. Right. So anyway, look, I can demo. So you go down to Paul Turner, opens up our pages, and then you can preview this one. So this is our hybrid. In this video here, we talk about why the two things are important, why they work. And when we talk about co-branding, which is one of the things we're doing for people that join us by midnight on Saturday, you haven't got this story most likely, because if you did, you wouldn't be interested in the offer we're making. So what do you do when you've got nothing? How do you, it's another big problem we come up against all the time. Is like, I haven't got any results. Why would anybody listen to me? If you co-brand with us and you work with us, you have, because you use our story. So this is the hybrid, and this is what we talk about. Do you want recurring? Do you want high ticket? Do you want both? There's a PDF and everything. So that's one page. And then we made one just as for these leads, just offering the lower ticket front end, and then we can introduce the mid ticket. So we made one, and then we had some ideas, so we've improved it, and they just added that overnight. So a lot of people haven't even seen this yet. And there's not a lot on the page with good reason, because we want people to watch that video. Right, Eric analyzed it with AI, and it was like, well, it doesn't say this, it doesn't say that, but the AI hasn't watched the video. So we're going to leave it pretty simple, but just so you know, look, it's a nice simple headline. There's a 34-minute long video there to watch that walks everybody through it, nice and simple, what everything is. If they click here, even if they don't join, they're going to get a residual income shortcut ebook just for clicking the link basically and put their name and email in. And that's the turnkey follow-up. No autoresponder, no DKIM to set up, no having to buy the domain and link it, none of that. You can just go straight with what they provide. And there's the link, 5, 10, 15 leads a day. Okay, and you get 60 free leads with your first order, which we don't talk about enough. If you join, you get an extra. So your first month, 5 leads a day, that's 150 a month in a 30-day month. Plus, they'll give you 60 for free. That's 210 leads for $75. And I can play you the clip of that. People are making sales with the leads. So we're definitely sort of building on that and pushing on it. But at the end of the day, two people getting the same leads could get different results. You still need to reach out to them, just like the greeter on the door. Some of the guys would just go, hello, that was it. I was always like, hello, what can I point you to anything in particular? What you're looking for? Want to buy a computer? Here's my name. Here's my slip of paper, my affiliate link. Oh, by the way, Paul, Mr. and Mrs. Swift brought that MacBook, £3,000. £3,000, yeah, £3,000. You just made 1% on that, which doesn't sound a lot, but it added up. Right, what else do we need to show? Anything? I think that's good enough, don't you? So listen, go to masterplanaffiliates.com, masterplanaffiliates.com/hybrid A. Hybrid A. And that page you can join Exodus, $1,000 or $2,000 level. You can join, and there's a license fee that you pay Exodus. You can read about it there. And this one is for the recurring. If you just want to check out the $35 option just to get in our world and get our support, we do a weekly call. We have all trainings for how to make social media. It's masterplanaffiliates.com/box, as in business in a box, /box. And that page there, that's what I just showed you. Well, you can go and get your free ebook at least. Why would you not at least go and get a free ebook that tells you about recurring income? That's it from me. We done?
That's it for me.
Oh, no, it isn't. We are interviewing the owner of Exitus again today, 5 p.m. UK. We're going to jump on with him. I don't know, half an hour. We're going to try and keep it low. He's going to walk us through what to do to make sales with his business. We'll give that to our members. And he's also, well, we might let it, we'll see. Okay, but he's also going to go through the updates. He's just done some good updates and stuff that's coming. So I think that's it now, isn't it?
That's it.
That's it. Let's go. We'll end the recording now. Cheers, guys. Messages.
Bye, guys.
Giving you the websites.